the super freak, Jacob, super freaky.
Freaky.
Hey, it's a whole new pod. What? Freaky? Look at the calendar. It's a Friday.
It's a Friday.
What are we doing here?
It's a Freaky Friday.
And we are staying true to the freaky and not just, talking about Jacob's browsing history and personal time.
Oh, no.
We are living it up. So not only are we switched positions,
we're sitting in, and by that he means we're sitting in different chairs. For the last 108 episodes or whatever it's been, I've been sitting where Lucas is.
We've had a few different arrangements.
That is true.
But we've switched places. Yes, Jacob Telejohn is where
I'm Jacob
Lucas
Telejohn.
normally am.
And there's somebody else here with
and
us.
That's the reason why we are switching
It's
positions
extra freaky.
Is in hopes that usually when we have...
Can you hear the bird next to me? There's a bird next to me.
Guest. Let's get to our third guest.
Dustin here. I'm just bringing the freaky to this, I guess.
And usually... Jacob, speaks a little less than me on the episode, so he sits with Dustin, and they share a mic, and obviously that's not ideal, and it usually shows up in our audio quality. So the hope is that I'm not as echoey because I'm sitting with Dustin, and we don't need to turn up Jacob's mic, but I'll probably still echo at some times. But yes, you've probably already heard, and there they are again. Our fourth guest is the Birds from Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds joining us here. Where the air conditioner unit now next to Jacob,
now by me,
there appears to be a nest underneath it that has been built, and
it's filled with chicks, baby.
We'll see
birds.
If we don't need to solve that problem before the end of the summer.
By that he means kill the birds.
It'll be a very obnoxious summer to record. It's just, this room is already hot. We don't need fucking birds. And Dustin... He's sweating extra because apparently Dustin's very scared of birds.
I don't like birds. It's not to phobia type level, but I just don't like them. Had a traumatic past with them.
He grew up watching Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds.
Yeah. I mean, that I think probably could set it up for a lot of people.
Yeah.
That is a pretty wild movie. I learned today Dustin's never seen the Indiana Jones movies. He's never seen the Jurassic Park movies, Back to the Future movies. Probably never seen The Birds.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, Dustin hasn't seen a lot of movies.
That's okay.
He hadn't seen Star Wars or Lord of the Rings.
But he has now seen...
I've seen Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but that was because one of our friends made you watch it in high school.
He forced me to watch all 3 extended editions.
Oh my.
I mean, I don't know if you should say forced, as a favor he did for you.
They are good movies.
But fortunately, the movie we watched today, not an extended edition.
A tight little...
Extension, maybe?
Extension. The extended universe.
The other?
Of Fridays that are freaky.
Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday. 2018's banger of a film.
It should be noted that it's 2018 because there was a Freaky Friday originally based on a book. The first one was 1977. Then there was a made-for-TV version in 1995. Then there was the Lindsay Lohan, Jamie Lee Curtis, which most people who listen to this would probably know that version.
You might think that that's what we're talking about, but it's not.
Which came out that'd be weird because that was the theatrical release.
That is fair.
That came out in 2003, and what we are covering today is the 2018 Disney Channel original movie, of course. But this Freaky Friday is based on a stage production that Disney made, or kind of just a play that they made, and it wasn't on Broadway. I believe the actual original version of it ran in somewhere in Virginia, but the idea was they made this play and then that they'd sell it to other nicer theaters or probably even high schools and stuff down the line. Then they reused it for today's movie, and Dustin signed up for this. He's like, Freaky Friday!
Yeah, I told Jacob a month or so ago, I was like, yeah, zombies wasn't going to work out for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So, the next 2 I'd be down to do. I didn't look at the description of them, anything, but said, sure, why not? We'll do this one.
He says, I love Lindsay Lohan.
Didn't know it was a musical, but...
Dustin and I aren't the biggest musical fans, but I mean, you would have been stuck with the musical with zombies or Descendants either way, so there's no escaping.
Well, this is probably
musicals.
Honestly going to be the last episode Dustin's on for the initial run of Disney Channel movies we get. Maybe we'll get a future one that will really peak Dustin, but he might be more to come on the bonus episodes. The
High School Musical 3.
Yeah, that one.
The Hannah Montana movie.
And as we alluded to at the beginning of this episode, this is going to be interesting because we didn't just switch places, we switched primary roles. So for the first time since A Ring of Endless Light,
years,
Jacob will be guiding the ship.
I have my note sheet from the last 3 notes that I took were from...
I think excluding A Ring of Endless Light, where you would have had to take more notes.
A fuller sheet. I talk about turkey farts, the Scream team, so that was, 3 lines of notes from that, and then...
So yeah, our guess is that if it was in reference to the Scream team, that most of these would have been... I think the other one we thought was maybe You Wish, so we're looking at a sheet from 3 years ago.
Vintage.
And don't worry, listener, even though he was supposed to take notes for the whole movie, still making trades on the phone.
I have
I should be
sheet.
More like, oh, what? I'm switched with Jacob. Oh, I gotta make my fantasy golfer. Oh my god, Tiger.
Well, okay,
Phil Mickelson got a home run.
We were talking about Grimace shakes for a while too.
All right. Freaky Friday. We're starting the recap.
Okay, so the movie, like any Disney Channel movie, this fucking bird is gonna drive me insane. But like any Disney Channel original movie, opens up with a title sequence, and for this one, it wasn't just any normal sequence. It was an animated one. I guess like a few of the last ones we've kind of seen have been, whether it be like the map and the Descendants.
But Disney Plus was like, hey, you don't need to
watch. Yeah, you can
this.
skip it. Has it had a prompt for that in the past?
Not that I've ever noticed.
So yeah, it offered that we could skip it, but no, we had to watch it, and we had to see, the character of Ellie, the main character, kind of just avoiding being killed, basically, in this animation.
So the song is What It's Like to Be Me, and at least this one was spiritually similar to the Lindsay Lohan movie because it's pop punk.
And Lucas had just recently watched it, so it's fresh in the brain.
I did rewatch the movie. I do my homework.
Yes, unlike me.
Jacob would be like, "Oh, that's a good idea. I should have done that." I didn't watch the 1977 one. I don't really have.
What if I had watched that one?
And really, the Lindsay Lohan one, I think I liked less than I originally liked it, but I think I probably haven't watched it since it came out.
After watching this new one, though, did you said you would notice several similarities, but a handful of differences?
Yes, this movie shares the title. It's called Freaky Friday.
You don't say.
There's very slight similarities, but there's generally overarching pretty big differences. But get some pop punk here at the beginning, animated opening. We get to see some of the cast. So the cast names some of the funniest parts of this movie. So Ellie is our main girl.
Yeah.
Played by Cozy Zulsdorf.
Doesn't sound like a real name. It's like a Sims created name.
And then her mom, who is Catherine, I think. She is played by Heidi Blinkenstaff.
That's not a real name either.
Originated the role of this mom in the stage production. I think the first one was in Virginia and the other one was in San Diego. And she's back, and I really liked her.
I thought she was pretty funny. Like, I don't know, just her mannerisms and stuff. And I mean, like you said, she seemed pretty comfortable in the role. Did you like her, Dustin? Were you a fan of the mother?
Mom? Yeah, she was funny. She had
Dustin
funny.
Ellie's mom is
funny facial expressions.
Yeah.
A lot to it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it as we get further, but obviously, and we talked about this with like the body swaps. It's not just who they are as their normal character. It's more about how they represent the other person in their body.
Yeah.
And we don't necessarily feel that the way the mom acts when the daughter's in her body is really what like the daughter was like
before. It doesn't
represent
represent the daughter, but I think it's more funny. Like you were saying,
she's very funny.
Yeah, like I don't think there's really necessarily a weak character, or performance in the movie.
And at least online, there seems to be a ton of hate for this movie.
1.8 out of 5 stars.
On Letterboxd.
Yes.
I think that is primarily due to nostalgia. Hell of a drug. Don't understand why, it is modern media. Like, everything is about nostalgia now, but like, hey, just let some stuff go. There can be new things. And then some of the stuff you liked as a kid, maybe it wasn't that good.
And then, was it you, Dustin, that said you had seen the audience score or something? Was it like 20% or
3.8?
3.8.
IMDb.
That's rough.
I wouldn't even be surprised if people were just like, no, the Lindsay Lohan version, untouched classic. They just probably rate it 1 star and it's a musical.
Oh no,
that's in my age.
So yes, after this animated opening, we it transitions into the real world, and we first see a rabbit. Kind of like, I guess maybe like a rooster would be sitting on top of a house. I don't know, like a barn house, but there's just a rabbit on top of the house. And then we're introduced to the family. Like we said, already Ellie and, the main character, and she's with her friends, Carl and Monica.
Who weirdly are like hanging out in her room, and it's like before school, so you would think it's got to be like 7 a.m. or something.
Yeah, so either they showed up.
If any of my friends showed up like that, I'd be like, "What the fuck is?"
I mean, I don't understand that exactly, but they're talking about the hunt. A little bit of discussion about the hunt, which
they're looking at it on their phones too, like the the objectives of maybe.
Maybe it was past hunts or something.
And so they're sitting in there and they're just talking. The at one point, the little brother I know comes in and Fletcher, the little brother comes in, and
he's just designed to want to punch.
and this fucking bird.
You can try hitting on it. Well, that's not gonna fucking do anything. Hit the actual air conditioner.
I don't know. So Fletcher comes in, and Fletcher is this little kind of dweeby kid. He's probably like 10, maybe even younger, maybe 8.
He's a real young Sheldon.
And he comes in and he's like immediately doing like a magic trick where he's pulling like this
the long like confetti
stuff out of your mouth. I mean, it went on longer than I thought it was going to. He just keeps doing it and ta-da, kind of thing. And they're just like, Carl's like, oh, I hate spit, and Ellie's like, I hate Fletcher, and Monica, I don't remember what she hates. Magic. She hate magic? I don't know.
They just hate Fletcher.
Yeah.
They're like, get out of here, dweeb.
I hate this bird.
So, and then when we see Fletcher leave, he steals, it looks like an hourglass in the background.
It is an hourglass.
It is an hourglass with purple sand. So we see, they don't really kind of focus on that. Ellie obviously doesn't see him take it. So he takes it in the background. So little Fletcher's out of the way.
Very efficient. It's only like a little over 90 minutes.
It is very fast. Like, there's not a lot. I don't feel like there was too much that really could have been cut out of the movie.
And how many days did we say it was? 2?
So this movie,
one day.
Unlike the Lindsay Lohan movie starts on Thursday.
Yeah.
And then, Friday, it gets a little freaky. And then Saturday's the wedding. This is Friday already.
Yes.
It's the rehearsal day for her mom's wedding, who she's going to be marrying Mike. So that's the same general setup as in the Lindsay Lohan movie. So yeah, it's just, we get Friday and then like Saturday. So already down a day compared to that movie. And where that movie, the big conflict is that Lindsay Lohan's band has a tryout that's going to be at the same time as the rehearsal dinner. And in this, we find out that the hunt, whatever the hunt is, we don't know what the hunt is for quite a while.
We're not, it is a while.
That's going to be at the same time as the rehearsal.
We get like a kind of a verbal introduction to Ellie's, what we can assume is her crush, Adam. They kind of talk about him being the list master for
so many
hunt.
Questions.
So and I would describe Ellie's appearance. I guess Lucas kind of described her as emo looking. She has kind of like shorter hair. Kind of goes over her eyes. She's wearing flannel. She has a really messy room. And then this is when we're introduced to Mom.
And like the Jamie Lee Curtis mom, she's very uptight, controlling. She's catering her own wedding through her own catering company, and we get a little like Bridezilla vibes because she's going to be like featured in this bridal magazine.
Yeah. She basically ushers out Ellie's friends, so they're kind of out of the picture. Now it's breakfast time. They got it, and this is where we're introduced to Mike, I think, as well. We're also introduced to yet another character. I have it here somewhere.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Mom's
Dustin, what is the name? Do you remember this first song
Boris?
we get?
Boris the dog.
Boris the dog.
I don't even know when the rabbit's name we find out. Dustin knows the rabbit's name. Presto.
Boris, say Preston or Pesto.
Pesto.
See, listener, this is what we get is, honestly, if I was running this show, you wouldn't even know that they had a dog. You might know the name of the rabbit, but the name of the first song we get here is
Just One Day.
And Dustin, as not a fan of musicals, how were you feeling with this song?
It felt like it went on for a day. It was
just one day. Long. It literally lasts the whole day because we get it again at the end of the movie.
It's kind of like the return to motif song.
Yeah.
And
it was okay. It wasn't my favorite out of the movie one. That comes a little bit later.
Yeah. There are a few songs.
It was a good tone setter.
Yeah,
and
to tell you that really, if you don't know this is a musical, to really tell you this is going to be a freaking musical, so buckle up.
Unsurprisingly, since it originated from a stage play or a stage musical, this feels more like a traditional musical song than what we've gotten more recently, especially in Disney Channel original movie musicals, where it's just like, here's a song and people are dancing. Where this is like every character is involved. It's kind of introducing
yes.
their
So
thing.
it's yes. So the mom and the dad, I think, even sing. I don't know if the little brother sings at this point. Fletcher
never solo sings.
No, and then like there's a bunch of caterers that are in the house too that are preparing like I guess their breakfast or you said meals for the wedding.
I think for the rehearsal they're practicing.
Yeah, so they're all singing and twirling stuff around and moving chairs and everything is kind of very hectic. This is a dream sequence. We get a lot of those in High School Musical.
It's not a dream sequence. It's a traditional musical sequence. Yes, obviously they are not actually singing, but they are singing in this movie. And there's also breaks where people just speak normally. So that's why the song kind of draws out, because it'll be like, I'm singing, I'm Ellie, this is my thing. Now I'm the mom, this is my thing. And break being like, I hate you, Mike, you're not my real dad. And just one day.
Yeah, I mean, like it gets pretty intense toward the end of the sequence, and the song kind of comes in. And I think the caterers and I think the Ellie's mom's helper or whatever, assistant, they kind of leave. And Ellie just kind of goes off on her mom that she hates her.
And my note here says, good. I did take notes, by the way. I didn't go full Jacob mode. Never go full Jacob mode.
Never go full Jacob.
I thought this kind of reminded me of the first song, Entangled, which is one of the better songs in that movie. And I love a good intro song, and this checked my box, so we were starting off on a good foot for me.
This is when Ellie obviously storms up to her bedroom, and mom has to follow, and they start having a bit of an argument. Mom's roasting her at this point. It might have been a little earlier where she's telling her she smelled like feet, hot dog water, and she doesn't like her daughter's messy appearance, and Ellie...
Beep, fast forward.
Ellie, okay, so down at breakfast, I should say that Ellie takes the hourglass...
I'm coming in.
Ellie takes the hourglass back from Fletcher, right, because she's mad that he has the hourglass. So the hourglass is back up in the room, and she's kind of holding on to it. They're fighting. Mom grabs the hourglass, and they're talking about, I hate you. Then all of a sudden,
part of their conversation, the song is swelling up to a crescendo here, being like, if you were in my body for just one day, or, that kind of stuff.
Yes, and then the transition, or the swap happens. The purple,
No, not the swap. This is Freaky Friday 2018.
The freakiness happens. The hourglass shines purple, like you see, like...
Basically the same effect as in the swap.
Yeah.
My God.
These birds are pretty wild. But yeah, so
I've been in this
switch
room
bodies
all day working, and this is the most nonstop.
Because if we're talking, they're like, what is this noise? So yes, they swap, and it's not just like we see it later at the end of the movie, but like the bodies actually like switch spots. So I don't know if that's just kind of to show us like they're meant, their personalities
really
or whatever.
Detail,
I don't know. It's interesting.
This was for the viewer who wasn't sure if they actually swapped.
Jacob is known to like the magic, and this is a very magical.
Yeah, like the effect was fun. So now they're officially
much more of like an actual like in the swap. They like text you, be like, you couldn't be me for a day, and then they swap. Hey, we got a magic hourglass.
Yes.
So compared to Lindsay Lohan's movie, which is magical in its own way, but I can understand why this wasn't carried over, because probably offensive. It's not like the most offensive.
Do they have
thing.
A beacon that's used as like the swap item?
What happens is they go to a Chinese restaurant.
Oh.
Yep.
And the old lady that runs the restaurant with her daughter overhears them bickering, and then she's like, oh, I'm going to teach them a lesson.
Oh,
so then they get 2 magic fortune cookies, and then they swap, and eventually they have to find the fortune, read it, and essentially it's like, you got to learn to appreciate each other, and then that's how they throw it together. But this is, they swap, and then they're already like, it was the hourglass. Oh no, the hourglass is broken. But you have another hourglass, don't you, Mom? No,
I sold it.
I got rid of it. But Dad gave it to us.
So yeah, like you said, after they swap, they throw the hourglass, and it breaks, it shatters, and then it disappears because it's magic, obviously, and then they start kind of like roasting herself.
What the fuck was their dad into?
Yeah, what was his...
I guess presumably some kind of magic, since Fletcher's into it.
Really into it. But yeah, so they're in each other's bodies. It's officially happened. Ellie is in the mom's body, and she's roasting her mother. She's like, oh, my skin is very flabby. Oh, my joints and everything hurts. And I smell my hair. And they're just, just kind of just going off. So that's kind of fun. But then they have to like figure out what they're going to do. Because it's obviously like school starting in like 20 minutes.
Well, don't worry, Dustin. I got this.
All right.
This is the song. Another song. Good transition, Lucas. I got this. The name of the song.
So yeah, then I would say Ellie mom, or Mom Ellie, however.
Yeah.
The mom, she's a dweeb because she's a mom and kids are cool and parents don't get it. So she's in Ellie's body, but she's like rapping, saying like, I got this.
Yeah, I got this.
It's like hip hop mixed with like a little like, I felt like,
Pop?
I say doo-wop, but it's probably just more like Meghan Trainor-ish vibes to it.
Ish vibes, I think is what you were going for.
Yeah. No, I think my opinion on Meghan Trainor has been made clear in this. In the Lindsay Lohan movie, her style is very clearly like trashy pop punk girl, where the mom just basically puts on a blazer over what the daughter was already wearing and then puts like a clip in her hair, and that's like...
She's later referred to by Ellie's friends as like a realtor. She's got a realtor, kind of vibe to her.
I don't really remember, but it's just like, yeah, I can go to school.
I thought the song was okay.
Yeah.
And this is kind of where you were kind of introducing to, this is, this was originally a play, which kind of described, the whole first 15, 20 minutes of the movie is taking place inside just basically the kitchen and the bedroom. A lot of stuff going on in the bedroom.
Well, this isn't a Mission Impossible movie. They don't need to be going around the globe.
I wish Tom
They
Cruise
can't have
was in this
multiple
movie.
locations. A lot of Disney Channel original movies just often take place in somebody's house, and it doesn't matter if they were based on a play or not.
So they basically kind of give each other the lowdown of what's, going to be going on that day. Ellie tells Mom, I've kind of got the hunt going on, or, classes and whatnot, and Mom's telling Ellie, I got to do all this stuff for the magazine and
for the wedding.
For the wedding, yeah, to get ready for the wedding. So they have a lot going on. It's a busy day.
Mom Ellie gets to school and the song's still going, it picks up. We get Savannah, who is kind of the villain
bully,
girl.
The bully at the school,
and she's got this too.
She does say that. She does say, "I got this." Yes.
Just elbow into the air conditioner.
It's not going to help. It's not going to help. It's not going to help. It's not going to help.
Then don't be annoyed by it.
So, Ellie runs into Adam at school. She's running a little bit late, I guess, kind of running each other in the hallway, and she's like,
the list master.
The list master, yes, the crush. So she runs into him, and she's like, Adam kind of says, Ellie, what's up? And he's like, oh, hey, person I should probably know the name of. And he's like, you should know the name of Adam.
I love your mom's sandwich.
Yeah, he's in love with the mother. Let's get that out of the way now. Throughout the movie, he's dropped several hints to not only the mom, but to Ellie, that he loves some Sammys, he loves some other snacks and stuff that she makes for him.
And I am not in love with Adam.
Yeah, Lucas described him as not a cute boy. Maybe
he's cute enough.
Maybe
but
a
then
soy
for
boy.
Him to be like I did not say that. Well, actually, I kind of did.
You did.
But for him to be like the most popular boy in school.
He's not a Troy Bolton, if you know what I mean.
He's probably only popular because he's the paid list master.
List master. That very well could be. He could be on everybody's, top list of their MySpace.
That's Macaulay Culkin.
Sorry.
So they meet, he knows each other, whatever. Then they got to go to
she's
class.
She's being awkward because the mom's in her body, so she's like, "Who are you?" Oh, and then she kind of picks up on, he likes my sandwiches.
Yeah. And I throughout the movie, it is fun, like seeing like how when other people are complimented, that how they might react kind of silly. Like Ellie and Mom's body does some weird stuff too later on. But then they're off to biology class, a little bit late.
Oh, biology.
That's another song, Oh, Biology. And that was kind of another fun song.
It's weird because she doesn't know where to go to biology class, and Adam's like, oh, it's this way. And
then they don't go together.
Class,
yeah.
And then Adam's like right behind her.
Late. He's late to class.
Why didn't she? She's like, oh, I guess I had to eat a sandwich, but it's like... It took 5 seconds because you were literally right behind her.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. And the whole thing with Ellie at school is she skips a lot of class, misses a lot of class. So the professor or teacher, whatever, when she walks in, is like, "Oh, Ellie, it's a real kind of honor to have you here with us today. And today is Frog Dissection Day." Yeah, so then they kind of go into the biology and
this is a fun one.
Yeah,
this was my favorite song of the whole movie. If
what was the tone of it? Can you sing a beat? How the
no.
Oh biology. I don't remember how it went.
I think it probably could have gone something like that. Yeah. There was people doing like the sprinkler. So like the entire class. Except for
the teacher,
like, Savannah
probably
and her friends are doing this. But even Adam, he's singing his part.
He has his own part.
In classic musical fashion, it's like they're singing their
Oh
internal
biology.
monologue. So Adam's like,
biology.
oh, Ellie's so cool. She's cutting up the frog. She's so hot. They both like each other, but they don't know that the other person likes them. People got like iPads with like hearts on them.
Yes, they all combined the tablets, and Lucas had made a comment like, "Oh, I know I'm getting too old for these movies because we never had tablets in our school," and it's true.
They still try to like crack down on phones. I think nowadays teachers.
They do confiscate Ellie's phone.
I mean, to be fair, we had graduated college by the time this movie came out. So
yeah, that is kind of wild to think about.
From relating to it.
But yeah, they finish their song. They combine all the tablets to make a giant heart. Chemistry between Ellie and Adam, obviously, and then they kind of get out of their little they fall out of their little song, and class is over. They spent the entire class I guess they must have finished their dissection, but class is over.
Yeah, I don't think the dissection was super key.
No, I maybe
worried
wanted to
about
see
them,
a little
finding the heart or whatever
in the frog,
seeing what the frog had eaten before it died.
Yeah. So now I think we kind of cut back to the mom's kind of stuff, what she's got going on, right?
Yeah, they check out the venue. Mike wants to dance with her, and she does some goofy stuff to try not to dance with him. And there was a part in this scene where I laughed very hard at the mom. She's making funny faces.
Oh yeah, like her. Yeah. She's very
hamming it up.
Great facial expressions,
which is something that not necessarily is as important as a stage actor, because not everybody is close enough to know what your face is.
Yeah.
So she makes the transition well, I'd say.
You can already tell that Mike, and I mean especially her assistant, are like really kind of can tell something's off with her. I mean, Ellie in Mom's body is just kind of acting like Ellie.
Unfortunately, nobody
or like
at some
worse
point is
or
saying,
better.
You're a freak. This is straight freaky.
Yeah, like there's multiple times where you see the assistant like kind of embarrassed of how the mom is presenting herself, because the magazine people are here, like I said, they're checking out the venue, why should we be interviewing you kind of thing, and she's just acting really awkward, and yeah, like you said,
they made a pit stop, so she's like eating donuts,
like a Slurpee and stuff, and yeah, it's not a good look. Like she's like, and I was kind of wondering, is like Ellie trying to make her mom look bad, or does she just not care at all, like to even present her the right way?
Because I was like, well, this doesn't really seem like Ellie. Just seemed like kind of an angsty, sad girl, but now she's all like
goofy,
sassy mom.
Yeah,
but yeah, it could be her so mad at her mom
that she's just trying to embarrass her mother.
Yeah.
Make it really bad. I think that's a
viable read on it, or that she feels empowered to maybe do what she
Dustin
wants.
wanted to note that one of the dances they do, that the mom whips and nays at one point. She does, some very...
I wouldn't have known that.
No, I think that's what it was. So.
It was, yeah. And also, I think during this whole thing where they're doing the rehearsal stuff, the cake, is this where the cake gets presented?
Yeah.
Then it gets
she swipes her hand and accidentally hits the cake, and it goes all over her assistant.
Yeah.
And now I'm reminded we never see the 7-layer bars.
No, sad. Yeah, why didn't we get those at the end of the movie?
So honestly, the cake didn't matter.
No.
So then they head back home, and the assistant has the cake all over her, and good old Boris starts licking on the assistant, bites her hair, and it's like a kind of a...
As Jacob was said, a dog licking her titties.
Yeah, I mean, it was. Not wrong.
See, I wouldn't have brought the...
Dustin, that's why we have Dustin here. Let's go.
See,
it's true.
That would be a time where I was covering for Jacob and not saying everything that he said during the movie. Because I just didn't want to bring up that...
That was a funny interjection.
No, I'm saying, Jacob sometimes is like, hey, you kind of make me, paint me maybe in a bad picture. But
that's funny.
This is a situation.
I'll take it.
Jacob did say that. I'm just saying I wouldn't have brought it up, because that would mean I'd have to acknowledge that they had a dog, and I didn't want to acknowledge
We love the dog. The dog's great. Not as good as the rabbit, but good. So the dog's licking her, and there's like a funny moment where the dog bites her hair, and she kind of like on the fly makes a comment about it. So now I think, let's see what's going on.
I think this is where Ellie mom changes, or Mom Ellie, I don't know how we kept it. She changes, and then she goes to the parent-teacher conference.
Yes, so this is when she runs into Ellie and Mom's body, meets or sees Adam, for the first time out of the body, and then like Adam makes a comment, "Oh, I just love your, your snacks and Sammys that you make for us," and then they hug each other for way too long. Like it's like even Adam's like, "Okay, this is fucking weird, lady."
Well, I think even hugging a mom of somebody who's like an acquaintance.
Mom and Ellie's body's not even like. Well, I mean, like she's just kind of like, "Oh, my daughter likes a boy, that's cute or whatever," but. Yeah, it's awkward, and yeah, and here's the conference, and I thought the conference, there was a very touching moment in the conference where they kind of talk about how 5 years ago or whatever, the dad had passed away and how, it really affected her. And like the teachers are seeing it, obviously like they're seeing it kind of,
which I'm like,
the reverse roles are being said, So
5 years ago, she would have been like 5th grade.
Yeah.
How did these teachers know what happened?
They're kind of sympathetic a little bit, but not really. They're like, okay, we still need to, you still have really bad grades. You're really, you're not showing up and stuff. But like Ellie and Mom's Body is able to talk back to the teachers like, your class is really boring to the, the Spanish teacher. And, they get out of that, survive the parent-teacher conference. But then I think it's time to pick up the kids.
My next note, you might be right. They go to the antique store. So the mom's like, oh, yes. I gave it to this antique store. And yes, that happens as she's picking up Fletcher. But she's got a carpool with the other fucking...
And they have, now this is going on. She has 3 kids, and the first thing she says is, don't fart in my, van. And then the kid farts, and of course...
It's a low point of the movie.
So we get a fart, and then like Lucas has said, they go to the antique shop because they're trying to find the hourglass. It's not where originally she sold it, but I think
it's because the store is closed.
It's closing, and they said, "Oh, the stuff could be at one of 30 different shops."
They're like, if you wanted something,
there are 30 different antique shops in this town. Dustin and I would have a heyday.
Yeah, that's heaven for them.
My goodness,
that's like big, like city type.
Yeah, count me in. I would have done the hunt. That's all I'm saying.
Only Dustin.
Our small town.
The allure of the big city would be that there's 30 antiques.
Hell yeah, let's go.
As far as antique stores for our middling-sized town,
we don't have. I mean, we have thrift. We have more thrift shops than antique stores. 2 maybe.
You guys, fucking, I don't know.
You love it. Lucas used to go to antiquing with us.
There's places downtown that I don't know necessarily qualify as antique stores.
No.
I guess you guys are more into like the knickknacks rather than like the furniture.
Jacob into the patty wax.
Ooh, give a dog a bone. Had to finish that one off.
So then Ellie in Mom's Body is seeing this, and she's like, well, what if we could somehow put the hourglass into the hunt? And we're still like,
yes.
What is the hunt? What does this mean?
After they go to the antique store, they have to go home, and they're talking on the phone, talking about the hunt. And in the foreground of this image, we see a giant rabbit. The rabbit looks bigger than Fletcher. Like, it's a massive biggin.
This was
very distracting.
How can people hate this movie? This scene alone, like this.
It's
this
good
is good stuff.
Because like literally, like the mom, Ellie and Mom's Body is like way out of frame, but it's just literally Fletcher just trying to shove a giant rabbit in like a top hat for like 2 minutes. And I liked it. I like rabbits. I like magic.
I didn't know you liked rabbits.
If maybe I'll have a rabbit by the time I'm dead. I don't know. It's possible.
One can dream.
So now, like, we see Ellie at school, and she's having to do the like an obstacle course to prepare for the hunt.
No, like gym class. No, it's just a gym class.
Yeah, just a gym class, but it's like a big obstacle course. And her and Savannah kind of have like, oh, we could, or I guess Ellie suggests to Savannah, we could be partners to try to find, the stuff we need, this hourglass.
Real freaky behavior.
So then they basically 1v1, no scopes only, obstacle course. Ellie falls, Savannah wins. Savannah's not a good person. She's a biatch.
But the key here is that Adam's there. So then Mom and Ellie's Body, knowing that they can leverage the hunt to help find the hourglass, asks Adam, hey, can you put this in the hunt? And he's like, I can't really do that. Being the list master is a really big deal. And then Mom Ellie goes, the hunt is fucking dumb as shit. And he's like, I really dislike it right now.
Adam basically like breaks it off with Ellie. You're not the person that I thought you were. And her friends, Carl and Monica, are seeing all this happen. And they're like, you're really acting freaky today.
They don't say that.
No, they don't. They should have. But yeah, they can obviously, everybody's aware of each of these, 2 being off today, clearly. So I think now we cut back to the mother and the son they're like out strolling around, aren't they?
Taking Boris for a walk.
Yeah, taking Boris for a walk. And this is when we get another song.
Parents lie.
Yeah, like, so Fletcher is telling Ellie and Mom's Body that he really likes Ellie, but he, thinks or knows that Ellie must hate him because he's, she's always kind of bullying him and telling him about, his magic sucks and stuff. But then this is when Ellie kind of projects about her feelings towards her mother, and this, like Lucas said, this song "Parents Lie," and it's like there's some like harsh stuff said here, like magic's not real, I tell you I love you, but I won't always, or something. Like, I don't know, there's like a lot of
low tempo song that has funny moments, but mostly is just like a sad song. So as soon as it started, I turned to Dustin like, this is going to be the worst song in the movie. And I was mostly right. And it's just
like
one of those
it
things
was just
like,
all like really like downer stuff. Like I don't even know why this would be in the movie. It's very negative. I didn't like it either.
Like the Muppet Christmas Carol, there's like a love song in it between the two human characters, Michael Caine as Scrooge and Scrooge's love interest. So it's like the least interesting one because I'm like, I want the Muppets in it. And there's actually versions of that, like the DVD has that song just cut out of it.
Wow.
So then, like, we had always watched it, like, on VHS as a family, and then when we got the DVD, I'm like, oh, shit. Or, like, that was, like, there's a version that's, like, theatrical, and director's cut theatrical, like, cut out the song. I'm like, shit, this is my fucking movie. But now I looked it up, and people were like, oh, bring back that song.
Love
I'm like,
it.
nah, it's shit.
No, they could have cut this song from the movie, and I don't think we really...
I think they should have just made it more funny, like in like the dark humor
that's fair.
kind of
yeah,
way.
it was just depressing. It was just very... I didn't like it.
There's a couple of moments in it. I can't remember the exact lyrics, but Fletcher does not like it.
No, this ultimately leads Fletcher to run away, basically, because like I think one of the lyrics was kind of like, your magic isn't real, you know, like you're never going to go to Vegas to do magic, and like when they get home, Fletcher basically packs his bag. He doesn't pack his bunny because he doesn't want to drop his bunny like 20 feet to its death. He packs a little suitcase, writes a running away letter, and he has like a little kind of escape ladder, like you said, for probably fires that gets off the house, and he literally runs away. But that doesn't even last that long either.
It's like
it's like a
in the afternoon, and he comes back at supper
I mean,
time.
it's still the Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
So. Because after that, they have the rehearsal dinner.
Yeah.
During the rehearsal
they
dinner,
notice it, or they find the letter.
There's a note left by Fletcher.
So then they send their entire rehearsal party like out to search for him with like weird Easter colored pastel umbrellas.
Yep.
You know, blues and pinks and stuff. And then we see Adam who's on the hunt, I guess.
Well, he is setting up
the hunt. So he's at like this bus stop, and he's like, "Hey, little man,
Fletcher's at the bus stop.
Yes. Well,
Adam's not at the bus stop, just talking to random kids.
No.
Like, hey.
Well, Adam is at the bus stop.
But you didn't
Fletcher.
identify who he's saying, "Hey,
Fletcher,
little man."
yes.
To. It could be Warwick Davis.
Hey,
you are a
Warwick.
Little man.
So yes, Fletcher's sitting at the bus stop waiting to catch his bus to Vegas, and like you said, Adam's setting up for the hunt, and he like says, "Hey, little man," and Fletcher's like, "Hey, you have a sweatshirt on that says my sister's school. Do you know my sister Ellie?" And he's like, "Oh boy, do I know Ellie. Oh yeah, I know."
Mom's sandwiches.
And he's kind of picking up, like, "Oh, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I want to go be a magician." He's like, "Oh, is she just gonna run away?" He's like, my family, my mom hates me, my sister hates me," and he's like, they don't hate you, Come back with me. Let me be the hero for the day.
So yeah,
I got this.
He does not.
He does not say it.
So yeah, then they have good cops in this movie where they're willing to talk to them and take a report. Before it's been 24 hours, they're like, "Come on, you gotta wait until it's sexy Saturday."
Oh, sexy Saturday.
But then Adam just drops off Fletcher.
Yeah, and this is when Ellie and Mom's body, after kind of like a thank you, he's kind of like, "Hey, my daughter Ellie, she likes you, likes."
Well, yeah, because Fletcher is like, "I'm hungry," so that takes away all of the other characters into another room except for Ellie and Mom's body.
Because Mom and Ellie's body must be with Fletcher, consoling him, like, "Oh, we love you. I don't run away again, you little shit," kind of thing. And
yeah, so then it's one of those things where he's like, "I like your daughter." But then Ellie's like, "Ooh," in the mom's body, like,
yes,
you like her, and it's awkward, but obviously on purpose.
Yep, it's cute. So I think the friends come over here for a little bit, and they're like, "Oh, I thought Fletcher ran away. Oh, he's already home. Oh, great. Oh, we need to do the hunt, kind of thing." And now it's like, "Oh, Mom said now I can do the hunt. Better go do the hunt."
And now Adam is cool with Ellie. Or at least the mom's like, "Hey, that hourglass is really important." So that gets roped into the
she had explained, that it's, the dads or whatever, they need to find it, whatever. They're off and they're ready to do the hunt. The friends, I think, were originally like not going to let her do it because didn't they like call her like a rude word or something?
They were mad.
They were at that like obstacle course thing that they kind of like
said, "We don't want you to.
We don't like you. You're
don't even
weird."
Well, it's because she asked to do it with Savannah, so they're like, "Oh, you don't want to do it with us."
Yeah.
And then before the hunt starts is mostly important just because of closure or growing appreciation between the mom and the daughter that, "Oh no, the wedding magazine, we're not going to do your story."
And then the mom's like,
"You don't even have a wedding cake."
No. So then this is where Lucas's favorite 7-layer bars come into
But
into
Ellie
play.
in Mom's Body just gives kind of a great impassioned speech where she's talking about, like, well, the story you really should be talking about...
Nobody makes me fucking breakfast in the morning.
That, yeah, she does all of this, all of the house stuff.
And then supportive Papa in the background's like, go off, Queen, you're right. I don't make you fucking brekkie.
And as she's going along, she's realizing, wow, my mom really does a lot. And
Yeah, because it is
us.
Ellie that's, saying all this stuff.
And then she wins over the magazine people by being like, well...
You want to make them with us? I fucking love 7-layer bars, yeah!
So yes, the 7-layer bars...
And Tori, or the assistant, doesn't quit here. She was going to quit, and now she doesn't. She's like, I could never quit you. So
did we even bring up she was going to quit?
Probably not. But she was. Now she's not going to.
That's where you create more confusion by bringing up some stuff that we
Sorry
don't
about
do
it.
everything.
Sorry
Just
about it.
Lessons for, when you do another episode in like another 75.
Yeah. I'll know. So now we leave the confines of the kitchen, and then I think it's time for the hunt.
Yeah, you might even say that they would say, Go. Do the hunt.
These transitions today are spot on, Lucas.
I'm definitely not going to like that sound.
But there was me like kissing my fingers. So
they'll hear it now.
This song is sung by Adam. This is an Adam song.
Who had already sang in O Biology.
Yes.
But this is all Adam based. Well, not all Adam, but heavy Adam.
Yeah, and they're setting up, counting down basically to release the list. Yeah, release the Kraken to release the list of whatever for the hunt. What you got to find.
So this is where we learn what the hunt is. So essentially, how it works, and maybe it hasn't always.
It's 100 objectives, right?
Yes, and it is transferred through Adam's phone onto all of their phones through an app, and whoever does the most of the things.
There's
wins.
nobody like checking. Like he's obviously not looking at like 3 different teams or people's like what they're doing.
Got like a side crew.
It's like a trust. It's like a trust thing. So yeah, they have different things they need to do. Like you said, I don't know, maybe break dance, maybe take a picture with this.
Maybe rob a gas station.
They literally like rob bowling alleys of stuff. They rob a carnival.
Some of what they're doing is taking pictures to show.
Yeah, so they were at certain locations, maybe like that bus stop. I don't know.
The only note I have for this section is really that somewhere in between we get some dialogue break where Mom in Ellie's body is telling her friends something about like, hey, our bodies are beautiful. Enjoy being young. This is as good as it gets, but it's just like very weird that, hey, we weren't always paying attention and like not listening to the song. And all of a sudden I'm like, what is going on? Our bodies are beautiful. I love your mom's sandwich.
So, I mean, like, the hunt is actually kind of fun. Like, when they go to the carnival, like, it is really colorful, and I don't know. Like,
Jacob had
the
an
bowling...
epiphany that other places have carnivals and not just our town.
It looked exactly like our town's carnival fun days.
Stewart Fest didn't really have carnivals, and we've talked about Stewart Fest.
And they had bouncy houses and stuff.
Inflatable,
they had the
jumping thing.
They had the little train thing that drove around, or the tractor cart thing.
There was nothing for us as adults to do.
We weren't adults.
We were over the age of 18.
I suppose. But anyways, yes, they go to like this really colorful, fun carnival and like this cosmic bowling. Some guy goes head first into the pins. Dustin looked at that and he said, that guy would have died.
Dustin said, that's a foul. Market zero.
Dustin and I were really enjoying the oil patterns of the bowling lanes.
Because they'd be sliding all over.
That is true. They really weren't. Yeah, they were ruining the bowling alley. They had no respect for any of the stores.
Anybody.
And I guess like we noticed, this was kind of going on at night. It was like the end of the Friday going into Saturday morning, and they do it all night long because in the morning they end up being at the antique watch shop.
Oh, Mrs. Time's store.
Mrs. Time's store, yeah. So this is where they figure out,
where they go into the store at night, and I'm like, why is this bitch open? But then when they leave the store, it's morning, so it's like, oh, I guess it was just really early morning.
Yeah. So they end up finding the hourglass, but Savannah the bully's here, and she picks it. I guess she basically threatens Mrs. Time, like, hey, if you don't give me this, my mom's gonna sue you. And then
this is Ellie or Mom
in Ellie's body. Is this just one day? She's saying something here.
Well, I don't know. I can't remember if she really sings, but so we already got Ellie's thing is she appreciates the mom. The mom's thing is she's learning here that she doesn't need to control everything.
Yeah.
So what that means is she'll fight Savannah, which is not being in control.
She rips out the hourglass from Savannah's hands and just runs away, and her friends are like, we'll pay for this.
Poor Mrs.
Like, how much property damage does the hunt create? That's what I want to know. How much theft in money, you know, is how much worth of stuff is stolen.
They're a menace.
So she's running with the hourglass, and she has to run back to, it looked kind of like a theater. Was it like a theater or something? And then she presents the hourglass to Adam, and he's like, "You won. Congratulations. That was the winner chicken dinner."
Which isn't even really that important. I mean, it's cool that they won, but it's more just that.
No, it's really brushed off. Yeah, it was, the whole reason was to get the hourglass back, and yeah, they got it back.
So now that it's morning, that means it's Sexy Saturday, which is the day of the wedding. We get a little reprise of Just One Day.
But it was like a
technically
fake
falls under
switchback.
a different track name as False Switchback, because they were singing Just One Day when they switched before, so they're kind of singing along to that tune, but then they're using the hourglass, and they're not switching.
No.
So then it kind of goes further, and then it's the False Switchback song, which is mostly just being like, oh no, I'm going to be old in your girl's
Wrinkly.
body forever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get to go to college. And mom's probably like, sick.
Hell yeah, I get to relive my whole life again. I get to make out with Adam.
Gross.
So yeah,
the mom is in wedding dress at this point.
Yes,
too.
and Ellie has on some black dress. I guess it wasn't the one the mom picked out. It was just something new. I don't think we ever saw it earlier in the movie, but fits her style, even though it's the mom in Ellie's dress. So I don't know. So then it is altar time. Ellie walks mom out there, and you know, like they still haven't switched, but Ellie's carrying the hourglass. Get up to the altar, you know, it's ready to get married. They're about to exchange, you know, their vows and kind of thing. And Ellie and mom's body kind of starts saying, I'm not ready for this. I can't do this. But like, you know, like maybe they were kind of trying to fake you out, like, oh, she's going to run away. Like they're just not going to get married. But then she kind of goes off and, you know, talks about how the last, 5 years have been really tough for everybody, you know, for the mom or for Ellie or, you know, just everybody. And Mike's kind of, she's praising Mike, you know, that Mike's, a really good guy and stuff. And then they start having a moment. You know, I love
Shrek
you.
Comes in
I
and
love
says,
you.
"Oh wait."
and then I guess after they say I love you is when the hourglass starts to shine purple and they both grab it and
so yeah, essentially they
switch.
just had to like fully appreciate and love each other.
Yeah, so they switch
back. Which is the same thing as in the Lindsay Lohan one.
And then when they switched in the original, the exact same thing switches. So they switch bodies again here, and I guess Ellie's going to marry Mike now, but not really. So they get married. They say, I guess they don't even really say I do. They just kind of just kiss. You can kiss again. They kiss, and then it's dance time.
Kiss.
There's a lot of kissing going on.
My notes here say that somewhere there's a big final swell.
Today and Every Day. That was another song at the end here.
I don't even think I made a note of that.
Was that for the dance, right?
No, that's a different song. So this is, kind of like the full culmination.
At last, it's something.
Yes. But Adam's also at this wedding.
Yes, and Fletcher just so Ellie's like, I like you, and then that's kind of that, and then Fletcher just like takes him. I need somebody to do magic with.
All right, and then then the final song of the movie. At last, it's me. At last, it's the end of the movie.
At last, it's me.
It's all Ellie, which I thought was kind of a bummer that the mom didn't get any part in the final song because she was my favorite character.
Yeah,
and it's just Ellie singing. People dancing. She's dancing with her mom.
It's a fun little send off. We see Boris the dog just run across the screen. Love Boris. Love Presto.
I was worried that actually they had put him down off
I
camera,
should say,
so.
Fletcher, he reached his full potential. He
turned into a superstar.
He makes Presto disappear. He's doing like some magic trick for some black guy that Lucas saw was playing a piano, but he makes...
I don't know why that detail was necessary.
It happened. So the end, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe.
There actually are some moments where everybody's singing at the end, but you can't really pick out individual voices. So one of them technically is Fletcher, but I'm like, he wasn't actually singing. They do not have his
lip syncing.
They do not have his voice recorded anywhere.
So that was Freaky Friday on a Friday.
I wouldn't have it any other way. Except maybe without the bird.
A lot of bird today. If somebody could, is there a bird counter? We get a bird counter and how many chirps there were? Probably over 400.
I'll do my best to edit around some of them, but this is going to be tougher than last time, I'm pretty sure. But Freaky Friday 2018, Dustin.
Like I said, I looked it up this morning, saw it was a musical, was kind of down on it. Went into it not thinking super highly of it, but it turned out to be pretty decent.
Yeah.
The music was fine. I didn't mind some of them.
It started off a little rocky, I think, and then the songs, we kind of...
The first song is one of the best songs.
Oh.
But it was an overall fun movie, I guess.
I agree. I mean, I liked it more than... I like the music a lot in this, and I think it's because it was more styled off of like stage musical stuff. So the songs were more complex than, something we get in like Zombies, where Zombies, a lot of that music was just an excuse for people to do like breakdance moves.
Yeah,
where this, it's furthering the plot, it's developing the characters, there's layers to it at times. It wasn't the best movie, but it's not because I love the Lindsay Lohan movie so much. I think that one is still like slightly better, but like it's not a great movie either. So chill out, everybody.
Yeah, no, this movie definitely doesn't deserve the 1.8 stars or the 3% out of 100 or whatever the heck ratings it got. I thought it was just an average movie. It wasn't obviously like great, but it was okay.
Better, I'll call it here, better than all Descendants movies. We haven't even watched Descendants 3 yet. I'm saying it's better than that. Descendants 3 is the shortest Descendants movie. This movie shorter than all of them, though.
Yeah, that was one thing I guess I should raise. Like, there wasn't really. It didn't feel like a lot could really be cut out. I mean, it was like bang, 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 bang. Like the story just kept going and going. It wasn't like
one could argue that you could tell parts that were just like cut out, where it's just like, well, we don't need to see the mom Ellie drive a car again, so she's gonna.
Yeah, no, I mean it was very tight. What would you say, hour and a half? Tight 90 minutes.
We like it.
We like it tight. Average movie. Liked it.
All right. So if you want to disagree with us and say that Freaky Friday
is a 1-star movie,
is the best movie of all time because I watched it as a child, so that means it's good forever. And it's not possible that I had bad taste as the child.
Yes.
That email address is awholenewpod@gmail.com.
Pretty dry. Send some emails.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to send an email.
Get us going.
This bird will send us an email before anybody else
That'll just say chirp.
And never remember our segment, which we don't always introduce. It's the segment where we discuss where the main characters of the movie could have stopped the terrorist attacks on September 11th, 2001.
I got this. I don't think they would have had it.
What if they have the hourglass and they switch positions with
the terrorists?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that what we did for like the swap? I mean, it's not our fault that this movie has, another body swap, but
but then would it just been Ellie that crashes into the towers? This young girl just took the reins.
I will say, I don't know if they could stop it, but I think they'd sing a song that they'd come off as extremely confident in. They could say, "I got this."
And the Al Qaeda would have just given up the box cutters.
And then they get cut and they see their blood and go like, "Oh, biology." Then
I'll dissect you. They start dissecting the terrorists.
And then it crashes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in the interest of moving along, because I have a feeling. I don't know what the audio for this episode is going to be.
No.
I feel like it's going to be a hot mess. But for us to cool off in the meantime, we will then have our other segment, A Whole New Pop, where I get to serve Jacob and get up and move around.
Wow.
So the pop we were doing today, if I recall, I'll grab it real quick.
It is called, not dog spit.
Dog fucking cum.
Ooh, dog cum.
No, it is dog drool.
Yes.
From, I think it's Avery. So
we've had one of these before, right?
Yeah, I believe we had like unicorn yak, unicorn cum.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm saying that. This is supposed to be a gross one, but it even just tells you it's orange lemon on the side. So spoiler alert. I think this one will be fine. Good seal, no. We saw some Melbas. This is another one we picked up from the candy barn.
Like we did
Butterbeer.
The Butterbeer one, yeah. And the color, yeah.
We weren't going to fuck with Melba again. So.
Like the color of this. It's just kind of like a pink lemonade kind of.
It could look like dog drool.
Yeah, I suppose.
It could look like Boris's.
And the label's just a dog drooling, I suppose. I haven't
seen
it.
It's not even really that good.
Oh.
It's so disgusting.
Speaking of the candy barn, did we ever try those Airheads?
Oh, no, I have them at home.
Warheads.
Yeah, I'll need to remember.
Yeah, I made Telejohn buy Sour Warheads.
We just forgot to do them. I forgot to bring them today, too.
I didn't want to do them on the podcast. I just wanted to have a Sour Warhead for a while, because we talked about how we didn't feel like we could find normal Sour Warheads. But this place had a variety.
Yeah,
and even like old style Sour Warheads, where it's like, I don't know what did the recipe change, but apparently it did. So I'm going to get this open and serve us up some glass.
I'm excited.
Enjoy the bird in the meantime.
Chirp.
Jacob can give us some ASMR.
Ooh.
Jacob, give us the slurp.
Yeah, just be thankful that we don't do hard candy. Stop.
That's what people do on the TikTok.
They don't.
They do. Dustin's seen it.
No, I've seen Jacob's live stream
where I slurp.
Water.
Oh, it's great. Should I give you like a smell? Let's see.
Gets people going.
Oh, this kind of like...
Smell with your fucking giant nose.
Oh.
That will definitely pick up on the mic.
Follow your nose.
I don't know if I like the smell. Do you? What is it?
It smells like Sprite.
Okay. I got a big old whiff. Are we ready? Are we going to 3,
orange lemon.
2, 1, slurp?
It tastes like a dog drooled in my mouth.
It kind of does.
It tastes pale.
Yeah, that is weird. What is that?
Which I don't know if it's because it sat out in this room for an hour, but...
Yeah, the room's hot. It was in the fridge before. I primarily drink Coke.
Like it's not like a gross or bad flavor, I don't think.
Carbonation possible.
Yeah, it's not a gross or bad flavor. I wouldn't describe it. It's kind of, there's an undertone there. I don't know how to describe it.
It's drool.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Not as good as the unicorn yak or whatever.
Is it kind of like a fruity taste?
It's orange lemon.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Literally, just we don't need a guess or anything. It just
so
says
I guess there's maybe a more lemon than orange. Kind of dulls it down. I don't know. Yeah. It's not bad.
It's not good
and that was dog drool.
Thank you, Jacob, for buying it for the pot. I know you really broke the bank on it. With that, you can wrap up saying follow us on Twitter. Dustin, go ahead.
At AWN Pod. I tweet out every Monday new episodes.
Every other Monday.
Sorry, yes. Every other Monday when the new episodes are released.
We ain't recording any, we're keeping to the schedule. And by the end of the year, less than that.
Rip.
But you can also find us on youtube.com/ahwholenewpod. Like, comment, and subscribe on there.
440 subscribers.
Yeah.
It's really not worth
Close
calling
to
out.
500.
Yeah, we're getting there. I mean, that's exciting. We gotta celebrate.
Monetization at 500.
There's certain watch time requirements that I don't think we'd meet.
Okay. But I mean, that's
especially
still
not after that zombies episode.
But I mean, it's still exciting. You know, we're also on Spotify and iTunes Music or Apple Music.
Apple Podcasts.
You can find podcasts.
You don't need to do this one, Jacob. I can take
Sorry,
this
Lucas.
one over.
Sorry.
I won't do Stitcher because I guess Stitcher is going away.
Really?
And apparently Stitcher was bad anyways, but it doesn't matter. But no longer Stitcher, so simplify it. Maybe Google, who knows? But Apple and Spotify and YouTube, those are the biggest.
A whole new pod.
Yes, that's the name of the show that
you're watching.
Somehow got to the end of this episode.
You're watching
without knowing what this show was. A whole new pod, Freaky Friday. We got anything else, guys?
I woke up in Chris Brown's body.
I can't.
Lucas has a massive cock?